Falcon Wireless.
No, we should. If we're gonna give a free plug, definitely on it.
Oh, hell yeah! I like that. About to shotgun his beer.
Basically the same principle. You just do it one drink at a time and sip.
Yeah.
You don't get the air, that's why you shotgun it that way. You can just suck it down.
Are we live?
Okay, I found this on the web for the shotgun of beer.
Dude, artificial
Siri
intelligence
right
is
now.
Siri's shotgunning a beer.
Be careful what you say.
I can-
You just popped
You
up
know,
with
it's
something.
funny you say shotgun a beer and Siri just like, I have everything you need to know.
I was wondering why it stopped the intro at the very end. It's because somebody said something that had to have sounded like Siri or something like that.
No, we didn't.
I think you did.
No, it's gone rogue.
Wow. Skynet.
You can't control it.
Right. Skynet taking over.
Omnipotent.
All right. You can relax and you can still hear yourself.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
You just sit back wherever you want and he can adjust it.
All right. I'm good. Right here. Lock me in.
Ah.
I don't even know whose microphone I'm messing with right now. But anyways, welcome to the Main Stage Podcast. We're here with what was your name again?
Stevie.
Stevie Wonder. David Rickels.
Hello. Oh,
Yeah, his
sorry.
microphone's
Just
great.
yelled at everyone.
His
Right.
Hello. Yes, I'm David Rickels. I am a fist fighter.
fist.
Pretty good at fighting people in the cage. Been doing it about 10 years. Local. Grew up in Derby, Kansas.
If you're
A
listening to this,
lot better than Hayesville, might I add.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I might rub that in you guys real quick.
You got two of us here.
I still feel pretty confident.
You got two of us.
But yeah, what's up?
Not much, just hanging out. Glad he's able to make time in your busy schedule to come down and hang out with us, as always.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm just really getting back into the swing of full training, and body's starting to feel good. We were just talking about that, man. Like once you gain, like after camp for me, when I gain too much weight, like my body doesn't feel right.
That muffin top feel, you're just like, God damn.
No, just like I'm tired all day. Like I sweat way too easy. And yeah, man. So like it feels good to have my body back to where I know it can perform and where it likes to be.
That's crazy because your body changes so fast. You don't realize it, but you slack off just a little bit or you change your pace slightly and you immediately start seeing the results of it. Good, bad, otherwise.
Right. Very much so, man. I'm definitely there's like a 2 week, like I can go from, I just lose weight so quick and like get back into shape in such a fast pace. I've almost taken advantage of it too long, like throughout my career and stuff, getting fat and then like, oh, I know I can get in shape real quick. So I'll do that. But yeah, I don't know. It's also a blessing too. I love the fact that I can change my body with a couple weeks of hard work.
Right.
I feel like if you don't take advantage of that time off, then you're pretty much wasting it. Like if you're constantly, like you're still working as you're taking that time off, you're still.
So everybody needs to relax and just
Yeah.
be normal and just live and just kind of not worry about every calorie input that you got going on or whatever it is that you're paying attention to. Sometimes it's nice to.
Right. I'm a strong believer that you have to have your downtime, but if you want, I also do believe though, well, the only exception is maybe Bones Jones, but like, do you think Dominic Cruz takes a lot of time off? Like, I don't think guys like that. Frankie Edgar.
Well, those
like,
guys,
you think Frankie Edgar takes a lot of time off and just drinking and all that stuff? I don't think so, man. Like, there's certain guys. Phil Davis, that dude doesn't take no time off, dude. They all work super, super hard, man. And I think that's something you can attribute to where they've gotten in their careers as well.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think all those guys are trying to work to be the face of the UFC, the face of Bellator, the face of any organization that they're a part of. Just like eventually I'm going to be the face of EFC.
That's right.
As maybe a mascot or something.
Heavyweight mascot. That would be super cool.
But yeah, it definitely doesn't come from being lazy, for sure. You know, you gotta, you know, those guys that they are that way because, like I said, they don't take the time off. They use all that time to their advantage, no matter what they're doing.
Yeah, I there's a guy I kind of he was like basically the team captain out in Team Elevation out there in Colorado. That's where I've done a lot of my like cross training over the years, these last couple of years. And yeah, Neil Magny fights welterweight 170. Like, if you guys heard of him, you know who I'm talking about. Anyhow, man, he fought Hector Lombard, beat Hector Lombard.
He doesn't know too much.
It's okay. Dude, it's okay. Dude, let me drop some knowledge on you.
No, for sure.
Let me drop some knowledge on you.
I've got some stuff I got to bring up too.
Well, he's
just from the upcoming.
And he definitely got me into it a little bit more here lately. It's kind of just you go with what you know and who you're around, and
right.
And so I've definitely been paying a little bit more attention. But
right. Well, anyway, yeah, doing a lot of my training, cross training, outside of Andy Zerger gym here. Doing training up there in Colorado, Team Elevation, climbing mountains, doing all of that jazz. Just being outdoors, getting away from distractions, that sort of thing. But Neil Magny up there, he's kind of like the captain team. But dude, he doesn't take time off. He'll fight in the UFC, and then 3 days later he's back in the gym. And like, there's just something to admire in that, man. Like the people that are that sort of dedicated, man, is like crazy. It's so impressive, man. Like me, honestly, dude. Like, I've got a solid week where I'm just trashing my body, like just doing everything I couldn't do building up to the fight and after the fight, man. And like, it's really hard for me to turn that switch off, you know. So it's nice to turn it on for a small amount of time.
Yeah, I see the like social media and all that kind of stuff. Only what you allow us to see. I see you working hard. I see you putting in them hours.
Right.
I mean, it seems brutal. I saw you working with what was his name?
Marquise,
yeah. And that seemed like it was some brutal workouts.
Yeah, Marquise out at Omnicut, man. I owe him to rejuvenating my dedication and learning what hard work is again, man. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like, I swear, man. Like, even now, as I've been in the game for about 10 years now. And like, I'm still learning how you can take your workouts to the next level, man. Like, there are guys that do 4 a day, you know what I mean? Which is crazy to think about, but
yeah, you don't realize how hard you're working until you start working with somebody else, and you're like, oh,
right.
You're right. Like, I'm not working as hard as I could be.
Yeah,
you know.
And you know, Chris Harris is a guy here locally that I can attest to that, dude. Like, he's in the gym basically like a full-time job, almost 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Like,
he's one of the guys that we've been wanting to talk to. You know, bring him in on one of these.
Yeah, you know, dude, we have crazy talent in the city, and I think Chris Harris will be the next big breakout. And it's really cool to see, man. Yeah. It's like super cool to see it. You know, I hope he takes the Bellator path, just so I can be fighting on the same cards. You know, that'd be so cool. Who
else is? You know, Last time Bellator was here, there was a few fighters that were on the Bellator card.
Well, you know, Chris, Brandon Phillips, Manny Mraz, Jessica Middleton, Stephen Wynn, Marcio Navarro, LJ Hermrich, man, like all these talented guys are all on the Bellator. And we've got another one coming up at the early beginning of next year. I can't disclose any specific information, but early next year, you could definitely catch us out at the Kansas Star sometime. Brandon's
got one coming up December 3rd.
Yeah, he's fighting in this next weekend. Yeah, Brandon Phillips, right here in Wichita, fighting for Bellator out in Thackerville, Oklahoma at the casino, the WinStar Casino.
World's largest casino.
World's largest casino. It's a 2-day event that Bellator is doing. They're doing a show Friday and Saturday, 2 back-to-back events. They've never done anything like that before, which is pretty cool. So,
what are we doing December 3rd?
I'm going.
It doesn't sound like much. It sounds like
I'm going to be out there. So
it sounds like we need a couple wristbands, and
right.
Make our way out there.
I wonder who could. I don't know who has wristbands though.
Well, anyways, so
we'll discuss this off.
But yeah, so there's a lot of talent in the area, and dude, Bellator, everything, man, the exposure that Wichita's getting these days on MMA, the love that our fighters are getting has grown exponentially, man, and it's super cool.
It's grown
City is
wide for sure.
right. Yeah, and the city has gotten behind
it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But being from here, the last thing you expect is a bunch of fighters going out and making a name for themselves.
It's
like nobody's sitting at their house going, you know what? There's going to be a bunch of fighters. We're going to watch fighting. If 10 years from now, there's going to be a bunch of fighters from our local town.
Right. They're going to be on UFC and Bellator. When they walk out, it's going to say Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah, and nobody's going to expect it.
That's what's cool about being from here, because there's never really been that here. So now it's really cool seeing that for the first time ever, and actually really being able to get behind something that's really worth supporting. So
I can only speak on my experience, man, and I think man, people like in Wichita look for something, because we don't have like a football team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they really get behind the Shockers, but we don't have a lot of things that we can really rally behind, man. So like I'll never forget, like when I really started to pop here in Wichita was when I was doing the Bellator 155 tournament. Mm-hmm. And I ended up fighting Sadawa the very night that WSU had made it into somewhere in the final, you know, the NCAA.
They had their longest streak.
They went to the Final Four.
Yeah, it was their first year. They really broke through and kicked some butt, man. And I won the tournament too. You know, got crowd, blah blah blah. Made a little money and stuff. So, but it was crazy. That was when I really noticed started to pop. Like people started to pay attention to me. I'm like, oh man, caveman. And like, you know, like I said, I can only speak from my experience, man. But I thought it was super cool that they, during all of that, they still had time to cheer for a guy fighting MMA. You know what I mean?
And that's what's crazy, because anytime your name comes up, everybody knows who Caveman is. So,
you know, a lot of people do, and I'm looking to convince a lot more.
Right.
Yeah. You know,
you're on the right path. I mean, you know what? I mean, with Bellator, I mean, you know, you're going to be at the Kansas Star soon. Then you're talking about, you know, you're going to be in Oklahoma putting on such a big show. I mean, you're on your way. So that's where you're talking about where your hard work pays off. There's not a lot of guys doing that either. I mean, you've done more already than a lot of people do in their lifetime.
Yeah, you know, there's so many factors, man. Like you talk about like right people at the right time at the right place. Like Sean Wheelock, who was the commentator for Bellator for the longest time, happened to be at one of my fights at Doc Howard's.
Oh yeah,
at Doc Howard's, one of my Doc Howard's professional fights.
Was Cody on that card? I remember he fought there.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it was.
But anyway, I beat the crap out of this guy. I ended up being, you know, 5-0, I think, at that point. And you know, the crowd, of course, went crazy for me. And Sean Wheelock talked to me afterwards and was like, "Dude, I'm talking to Bellator. Like, we want you." And sure enough, he wasn't lying, dude. Then the very next day, I had contact from Bellator, which was like super cool, man. And so even though they were kind of a smaller organization at the time, I took a chance on them. And dude, they took a chance on me too. Right. Like, let me clarify that as well. Right. You know, who knows, dude? I could have ended up being a bum, but they've kept me around. I've had some great fights for them, and I hope to have a lot more. Yeah, I mean, next to UFC, you hear Bellator. Like it's those two. Those are the main two that
anybody in this country that wants to fight, that's where they want to fight. I mean,
right.
You know, there's no
one or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the hotbeds right now, man. And Bellator's been making like, you know, if you're like a casual fan, you're like, you know, I catch Bellator once in a while, but dude, in the fight game, Bellator's been making huge moves, signing all these guys: Phil Davis, Rory McDonald, Fedor. They just signed a 3-fight with Fedor.
What I appreciate most is that they still do the strictly Muay Thai fights too.
Oh,
isn't that what they're doing?
Well, you're getting into a precarious area here. It's not Muay Thai; it's K1 rule.
What the fuck ever.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, there's a huge difference.
And that's what separates everybody, and that's where everybody gets separated by the rules that they use, right?
If you want to watch like good Muay Thai, then you're just gonna have to go over to line fight.
Right, dude. Lion is 100% the best.
Yeah.
Best Muay Thai.
I've been to 2 of their events in Vegas, and it's fucking.
I would love to go.
Phenomenal.
I would love to go.
Oh man. Yeah, I just went to the one last month, Lion Fight 32.
Yeah,
the one that Cody
well,
fought
of course,
on.
yeah.
And it was incredible. Like
Yeah.
just the way they had everything set up.
I
Awesome.
respect the people that can do that. Like, just get the hell beat out of their legs, dude.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, to me, like, that is like so bad. But yeah, it's just fun to watch the art form, man. It really is. There's so much art. Like, it's like watching boxing. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a boxing watcher, like, you can watch the way they cut angles, the way they slide, how they lower their levels real low, miss punches and like that. Dude, when they set up leg kicks really well in Muay Thai, like, and everyone goes, oh, like,
Yeah,
that's sick.
my brother pulled a few things in there, but he ended up losing in the end. Just
He fought a hard
Yeah, he
fight,
did.
man.
He
He
did.
fought a hard fight. Dude, my only knock of him ever is I wish he would explode more.
dude,
You know what I
you
mean?
can hear us on the
Like-
side go, be more aggressive, you
Right.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my only knock on him because his technique is top. It's so good, dude.
We
So
talked
good.
about
Well,
it
his training
afterwards.
comes from the best
He
place
just
in the
wasn't-
world too. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
He's got it in him.
Yeah, Muay Thai, you can learn it in Thailand, and it's probably going to be pretty damn good.
Yeah. I mean, he goes in there like he's just a calm,
He's super
like
calm.
He's just. But I've seen this dude angry. Me, I grew up with him. We're brothers. So
I
we've
bet.
been in fist fights before.
Yeah, I believe it.
So I've seen him use that aggression. Now.
Have you guys been in fist fights since he's been training?
Yeah, like what?
How's
a few
it-
months ago.
Months ago, over the summer.
Yeah.
Lemons, how'd that go?
We probably shouldn't talk about it.
Oh! Now there's topics we can't talk about.
Well, we
I
can
guess
talk about it.
I didn't know this
Well-
wasn't an open podcast.
Well, actually, I'll tell you because I'm.
We
the
don't
outside.
have to go there.
Well, you know what happens? Things always get feisty in a work environment. If you're working where you make your money, and things always get hostile with coworkers, and
we got in a fist fight in the middle of my job.
that kind of
Yeah,
happened.
Well,
but
shit happens.
Hey, neither one of them got fired, so
Right.
it works.
Right.
but out of respect for him, I don't want to talk about it because
Oh,
he's
shots fired.
That's
I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I'm
meet me at the
Oh,
park,
I'm being,
motherfucker.
I'm being such an instigator right now.
You mean in
I'm just
downtown
throwing.
alley.
I'm just throwing
Right.
gassling on the fire.
Nah.
No, I'm just
we're,
messing around.
we're cool, obviously, because I
Of course.
flew out to Vegas. And
Right.
and
Dude, your brother's awesome, man. Like
She's
doing he's doing a lot of crazy stuff.
yeah. I hope he's listening. Piece of shit.
So aside from all that, you was just saying right before we started, you're talking about all this that you're doing, and you're like, it's only dad time all the time. You never have anything but dad time. No kids. It's all kids all the time.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean,
So then you got to squeeze in.
Dude.
That's a double time job. Everything else is a full time job, and you got double time.
yeah, for sure, man. But that is honestly to me like the biggest blessing I have. Like that is I'm able to, go to work. I train probably about 6 to 7 hours a day, and then in between my training, I get to come home and I always say I'm gonna rest, but I end up just playing with my
Right.
kids, dude. Like I don't know, man. That's a huge blessing to me, man. Is that I'm able to really be in their lives quite a bit instead of being stuck at a job or something, But yeah, there's definitely perks and there's
Yeah, it fucking sucks working 5 to 5.
I hate bringing that up, man, but because most people have to do it. Most people have to do it. Most people have to do it.
That's
bro.
a job you chose, and it's a job I chose.
Right.
Just
If you ever want to get beat up in front of your friends and family and then ridiculed all over the internet,
I mean,
like you
I've been in fights in front of my friends and family, but I've never been ridiculed. I'm not famous, so
Yeah, no, it's dude. I wouldn't trade this job for anything in the world, man. And it's not a hard gig. You only in the sense that I say this. I know exactly what I have to do every day. I know how to do it to some extent. I have to learn, of course. I'm still learning all the time, but I know if I put in the time and the effort and show up to the gym and go to all my practices, I know I'm going to show up on fight night and be pretty goddamn ready to go. You know what I mean? And all I have to do is to walk in that cage and put on a show.
Right.
Like that's a big, I go in there, I put on a show. I take my licks, my lumps. I get beat up sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I like
go in there knowing that you did everything.
If I did, dude, there's only a few times I've been, extremely disappointed, and it's always been when I didn't train hard. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't train hard and I lost, I'm like,
all you think about is the days that you didn't go, or you went home early, or you had something else to do. Those are the days. That's what you think about when it doesn't pan out. You're like,
100%.
I didn't have to cut out earlier. I could have actually made it that day. That's what
if you generally care, like if you sincerely care and you really do love doing this and winning at it and performing and being a high tier athlete, then that's all you do. You lose and you sit there and you think about everything you should have done different, dude, down to like shit that doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Like I shouldn't have played video games for an hour that day. I probably should have stopped using social media so I wasn't so distracted. And I'm spending too much time on this. I'm spending too much time on that. I should have been. That's what happens when I lose. I mean, I'm just super competitive, dude. I do not like losing. As much as I joke and I do my playing around and stuff like that, I hate losing, dude. I don't like it.
Well, I feel like if you're not that joking around type cheerful person, it's just gonna eat at you. Always thinking about that one fucking thing. I joke around all the time. You've hung out with me for 10 fucking minutes
right
today, and
just shooting the shit.
Yeah, and I joke around all the time, but it just helps me get through all the otthe bullshit. Just anything else, all the stress and everything.
Dude. You have to, man. Laughing.
You gotta keep it light.
Tequila helps too.
Laughing, drinking, spending time with friends, family, dude. All of that is super important to your mental clarity and how your mind's working through things, man. But,
see, and that's why you're a good person for the job, because not everybody stays grounded. Not everybody really focuses on the things that they need to focus on. They get a little attention, and they don't use it to their advantage so much.
Right.
So
right.
Not everybody, takes that very well. So it's good to know that some people do, that some people actually truly deserve it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. I like to think that I do a lot of good things because I just like doing good. And man, the thing is, it's just so important to just love what you do. I think that's one of the most important things, period, is working hard as you possibly can, finding a way to at least find something that you enjoy to some degree.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you might not if you like to teach, some people love to teach, man. But you've seen the teachers.
Right. We've all had the teachers do it for the money.
Right. And you've seen the teachers that are terrible and they hate being there. Like they're not nice to the kids. Like they don't actually, I don't know, dude. But teaching, whatever it is you want to do, work hard at it and try to love it. Try to find a way to love it.
Right. So I got to ask you, you came in wearing that On It shirt. What's the academy like in Austin?
Dude, insane. It's
because I always hear, obviously I'm not too into shape. I'm A shape, but not into shape. But I hear it in I listen to Rogan's podcast and stuff, and a lot of people talk about going down there. What?
Oh man, dude. So it's probably been a couple years. No, we went last year. I take that back. We went last year, but I try to go down there once a year. It's amazing. Austin, you live there.
It's Austin.
6th Street. You know what I'm saying? Right. Get out on 6th Street. Dude, I love visiting there. There's a titty bar that I really enjoyed going down there and checking out. We won't get into the stories about that. But anyway, back to On It in the academy. So I just ventured off. I'm like, just traveling down. Titties. I'm going to talk about titties. I went straight to titties. God bless. Okay, so no, On It is down there in Austin, and dude, I started with this is my favorite thing to say. I say it every time. I started with On It when they were with 2 products. There was no Joe Rogan going on. There was dude, this was pre everything basically.
I thought that was his thing. That was part of it.
It was Aubrey Marcus originally.
Right? Yeah,
he brought it too. Yeah, that's why they have so much more.
Right. And then Joe Rogan was like, "Oh, I'm
I
just
got
gonna
money."
touch this, and it's gonna go boom."
Yeah,
Well, if you had a pocketbook that big, it would be, same thing. So,
Well, and that, dude,
but his
just
following is
right, and
I'm a
his
huge-
following
I'm a-
is.
I mean, I'm a huge fan.
his
of his, so,
following-
I'm the same way.
Dude, Aubrey Marcus is a genius. He went and he saw he probably had conversations with Joe Rogan or listened to something. Joe Rogan is a type of person who would use on it. You know what I mean? And so a lot of the people, smart ass motherfuckers, man, and people that want to be smart like me. So I take all of their drugs. I say drugs, but there's nothing pharmaceutical. It's all plant based material, and which you get a little mushrooms going in the body.
Get the shroom tech going.
Right, a little shroom tack action.
I feel like those two connected just because Aubrey's all about hallucinogenics and like ayahuasca and all that stuff, and Joe Rogan was about that stuff. So maybe they just kind of listened to each other.
Probably,
Just
yeah.
like,
Because Aubrey is like a super like famous poet, like the warrior poet. You guys,
Yeah.
I mean, you know anything about that dude? But he's like he was doing that before or during him putting out all this On It stuff.
this is kind of something he didn't need, but he discovered
something
it.
Dude,
happens and then
and-
it just blows up.
I could be messing this up, but I'm pretty sure his parents invented the fleshlight.
Aubrey Marcus's
like-
parents.
Well, then
Yeah.
that's probably how
Really?
Joe Rogan and them connected, because Joe Rogan's first original podcast,
I know that it's
he
either
gave away
his,
fleshlights.
it's
Really?
either his
Yeah.
parents or his grandpa or somebody along the line
Really?
invented fleshlights, man.
See, if we had a tech
Yeah.
guy, he could look that up in about 30 seconds.
You listen-
Right.
You listen to Joe Rogan's old podcast, every single one. He's like, each and every episode brought to you by the fleshlight. Every single one.
Really?
I swear to God.
No shit.
Yeah.
He used to
I
give
have
them
a-
to people.
Yeah, he's like, I have a fucking box of these. Every time we'd have a guest, he'd be like, here's one. Here's one. You gotta clean that shit.
That's
He
crazy.
goes, I don't even have to clean them anymore. I could just use one, throw it away. I got a whole box of it right here.
It'd be a lot weirder if it was like
It'd
a
be like-
famous dildo thing. He's like trying to give them out at the end of the podcast. Like,
Each and every
"Hey,
episode brought to you by an 18-inch long hard double
Well,
dog.
the thing about those would be hard to give
To
away.
the
You give
old-
away dudes' fleshlights. Like every dude, you ask them if they want a fleshlight. Like, sure, I'll take one.
Nah. How many of those like pretentious ass, smart ass dudes that are on the podcast are like, oh, I don't want one.
I
But
don't-
like
I don't need
in
it.
their head, that's all they want. They're like,
Yeah.
God damn, I want
Well,
one.
once they get off air, they're
Mom
just like,
was
go
so
ahead and
bad.
take one. I'll go ahead and take one of those.
Hey, Joe Rogan throws you some pussy, you take it, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, some things come far and few between.
I'm gonna
So
use that
take the
right
chance.
Fuck.
Well, that's a crazy fact of the day for sure.
Yeah, you
I
just
had no
learned.
idea
I just
what
dropped
to look at.
knowledge.
I'm telling you right now,
Straight knowledge.
you're gonna have a whole different outlook on Austin if you just go
I've
there.
never
If
been.
you just go
I
there.
was
Hiking
born
down
in Dallas
Greenbelt.
and been close, but never
Hiking
there.
down Greenbelt just to get down to this little waterfall, and right when you go through these trees, you just see a bunch of hippies and a bunch of just like
someone
cool
from a
ass
movie
fucking
or
people.
something.
Yeah, and somebody will somehow get a keg down there, and they're just gonna be a bunch of drugs. Everybody's shrooming out on acid, and you can just see these people.
It is a lot of
It's-
drugs down there.
Yeah,
So you know about the crazy waterfall trail with the
No,
hippies? or
I
what?
haven't been there.
And
I
then-
know about it. I've like it's
Barton
one of the
Springs.
famous things down there.
Barton
Yeah.
Springs is a good spot to go.
Right.
You go to like the part
Sixth-
where you don't have to pay. Yeah, Sixth Street.
Sixth
is
Street's
probably the
famous for fights.
Best, yeah,
Yeah,
best fucking. So many World Star videos.
but if you
So
but if you want
many
to be a
World
part
Star
of the,
videos.
if you want to be a part of the crowd and the this and the that and all the people and stuff, that's where you go. But I like venturing off a little bit and kind of getting off the beaten
Yeah,
trail. So.
if you
You want to
kinda
get beaten
open up
off on
yourself-
another trail.
Hey,
That's what
Uh-oh.
you want to do.
I mean,
You want to go to the massage parlor. What are their massage parlors like?
I heard in
I
Texas
don't know.
it's a different story. I know in Texas I had a buddy from the army that said that the massage parlors in Houston were something else.
Oh,
He was telling me all kinds of crazy shit. He was in
dude,
the army and
they-
stuff. So.
I'm pretty sure massage parlors anywhere exist.
Yeah,
You
Oh,
know what I
they're
mean? Like,
everywhere. Well, the
They've
thing-
gotten shut down here before.
yeah,
Well,
they
the
had
thing
that
of
one
it
in Derby
is-
for a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
Derby?
Shut the
No
fuck
way.
up. Dude. You were there.
You were on the sting.
Dude,
Like
TMZ got you.
Bro.
I heard around here, especially the easy way to tell is you got to go to the 24-hour ones. You go to the weird part of town where the food all smells funny and it smells like curry and all kinds of weird shit.
I
The
don't know.
24-hour joints, they're guaranteed fucking got weird shit going.
I would assume so.
Well, and
Man,
everyone
a
you
friend of
serve-
mine. Let me tell you a friend of mine in Vegas. I'm not gonna call him out. We're just gonna call him a friend of mine. We're gonna call this man Jack. So Jack is down in Vegas and drinking all night. He was drinking some Jack Daniels. Jack was drinking some Jack, having a good time in Vegas, gambling, doing all that, right? He's solo. He's solo there. I can't remember why he was there. But anyway, Jack starts walking down the street late at night, real late. You know, it's 3 or 4 or 5. And there's not that heavy traffic. So a cab kind of comes up and he's like, hey, you want to go to the massage parlor? And he's like, you like, how much? Blah, blah, blah. It's like $60 or whatever. So he just hops in. They're chatting it up, having a good time. He gets to the massage parlor, right? Steps in the door. There's like these beautiful girls. He picks his girl, goes in the room. It's laser out. He lays out on the table all naked. She starts rubbing his butt cheeks a little bit. You know, she's like, oh, I got to get some more oil. This is maybe like 4 minutes in to the massage. A fucking gigantic black dude comes in. A gigantic black dude comes in. He's like, time to go. He's like, you're not getting your money back and you're not getting a massage. Time to go. Kicked his ass out.
Really?
Robbed him. Yep.
What the fuck?
So that was probably all the setup.
The
dude.
cabbie got $20.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or whatever
Bitch got
it was.
30 and fucking
Dude, I hope the next time I'm in Vegas that some cab comes up to me and goes, yo, you want to go to the massage parlor? I'm like, yeah, right. I want to get in there.
Just stick him.
Take all that.
He's trying to get you. I'm telling you.
Man.
And that's not like, okay, let me clarify. That's not one of those things that I did that I'm that you like call it somebody else. You're like,
because you didn't hear about the massage parlor any
a friend of mine,
you don't know.
A friend of mine, he cleared his herpes up with this. You know? Like, yeah, just a friend though. He told me the story.
Fuck ever, dude.
Just clarifying.
So when was the last time you were in Vegas? When did give us a rough estimate? Like when did this happen?
Oh, you're an idiot. But last time I was in Vegas, I actually went out. I took my mom.
Massage parlor?
No, not my mom. I was out there with Joe Wilk and his mom.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So yeah, we're doing some drinking, having a good ass time.
Just went there, just all pleasure.
Man, I guess I've been to Vegas a few times now. Yeah. I went out there for training a little bit. I did Randy Couture's gym.
Oh yeah.
I trained with Tim Lane. And yeah, the training was out there. It was pretty decent, I guess.
So growing up in Kansas, you know, you probably didn't start traveling until you got into fighting and stuff, really kind of had a reason to travel. So, you know, being young and you start traveling, like what's kind of like some of the weirdest things that happen to you? Like you leave Kansas, like anything happened to you and like you heard about certain things, but you never really seen it, or you just went places and just kind of had some weird experiences, mainly just because you was in a different part of the country. Dude, like anything really stand out?
Oh, we've got some crazy road stories for sure, dude. But there was this one time down in man. Oh, dude, I'm just thinking of all these crazy stories. I'm just thinking of all sorts of different stories, dude, because like that's one of the coolest things about it, man. It's traveling, creating all of these stories.
The trip to get there, you know, just like anytime, the trip is what makes
and all of us fighters, dude. I don't care. You're a fighter, even if you're like one of those like super Christian fighters, like you're crazy in some way. Right. You know what I mean? Like all of us are a little crazy, dude. You got to be a little crazy to fight.
You gotta find your Bible. I hit it. That kind of
You're an idiot, bro. I don't know. Anyway, fighters are crazy. Okay, we were down in Louisiana, and one of my coaches. I'm not gonna go into detail here, but one of my coaches that likes to pee everywhere.
Is he a coach here?
Yeah.
Okay.
He likes to pee everywhere, and he taught me that. I also pee everywhere as well when I get drunk. But anyway. He's down there like I'm upstairs asleep. I got to fight, you know what I mean? But Joe Wilkes relaying me this story the next day. He's out there talking to this girl at the place at the casino bar. He's just talking to this girl. Of course, she's like 400 pounds. You know, I have 400 pounds. But anyway, he's talking to this girl. Blah blah blah. This and that's happening. They're having a good time. They're just drinking, chilling, having a good time. Well. You know, as the night goes, he gets a little more drunk. Before you know it, he's peeing at the bar.
Oh,
we're talking about like ordering drinks, dicks out under the table, peeing at the bar. Well,
that don't fly at a casino bar very long. They got cameras everywhere.
Dude, got away with that somehow.
So there was some pervert watching the cameras for sure.
Oh, of course, beating it. Anyway, he goes back to come upstairs to the room, and elevator door opens, right? There's security right at the end of the hall. And as soon as it opens to take him upstairs, he not peeing out of the elevator, he pees into the elevator, standing in the hallway.
Oh my fuck.
And the security, of course, runs over, hems him up real quick. Dude, but
Dick out. Who the fuck what grown man tackled another grown man while he's dick out and pissing?
that's his job. That's a man who loves his job.
No fucking way.
That is a man who loves his job, and he knew if he didn't tackle the guy with his dick out, he was going to be in trouble. So I commend that man. Let me go back. I commend him.
He knew the next day he can be like, I'm going to need a raise.
But, you think, I'm guilty. I've peed in an elevator before. I've done it. But you pee in the elevator. You don't stand outside of the elevator and pee into the elevator. There's etiquette.
At least turn around like a fucking normal human being and piss in the corner.
There's etiquette and technique
don't
to this.
Pee in an
Wait.
pee in an elevator.
If
So-
you do, you just go in the corner though.
If you're a young child listening, do not pee in elevators.
Okay,
If you're a grown adult, you know not to pee in
if you're a
fucking
young
elevator.
child listening, for sure go get
Yo.
your fucking parents.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, for sure. I'm super concerned about you.
Just start your own podcast one day.
Super
Kid. Lots of
concerned.
dramatic information going in.
But anyway, man, and that's actually same place. This is down in somewhere in Louisiana. Anyway, Joe Wilk is at the bar with Steve Carl, like a World Series of fighting champion. This guy Steve Carl. Anyway, and they're down there and they get in a big brawl in the bar. And it's all these guys with the tattoos on their face and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And
Tough
Steve
guys.
Carl was just knocking dudes out, and Joe Wilk, of course, was trying to sneak punch people. But I don't know, dude. Crazy stuff happens all the time.
I
More people
wonder
get
what
to drink
casino
in
you're
the-
I
at.
wish I was better at explaining stories, but
I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana, to visit a guy that was in the military, and that is one of the worst fucking places you could ever go. But their nightlife
was
at
dope.
one of the 3 bars they have, if you go to them, it's
Popping off,
yeah.
huh? Yeah.
We went to a strip club. My buddy's friends with
Boobs?
the
Boot?
strip club. I don't
Boobs.
know. But we went to the strip club, dead as fuck. There's 3 strippers, and then there's the manager, owner, or whatever he was, and my buddy that was in the military was friends with them. These 3, you could just tell they were cornbread motherfuckers, just probably they're together, holding each other's hands, sucking each other's. They go and come inside.
Wow.
We're-
So cornbread people are gay?
these guys.
I feel really, really.
Probably said, well, their jeans are really tight, so
No, they just look like really hillbilly-ish.
So hillbillies are gay.
Is that
Is that what you're saying right here?
hillbillies are gay? But we're sitting at the bar, and the manager grabs the little soda deal, and he's like spraying past us. We turn around, one of the guys is on a pole, and he's just spraying this dude down. They
Like
end up
a
getting-
dog.
Yeah,
Like, psst, get down.
yeah. He's like, get down. And this
Get down.
the manager's like,
It's like,
the manager's 6'5", probably 260 pounds, like not in shape, but A shape.
right.
Exactly. And we ended up going outside with these guys, and these guys wanted to bring out shotguns and all that shit.
Well, dude, when you're
Oh.
in the fucking sticks,
dude.
you never know what you're
All
doing.
right.
Do not fuck
Yo,
with
they're
hillbillies.
like
Do not fuck
Louisiana.
with rednecks.
Don't be trying to scrap people out in the parking lot,
Oh, dude, he
Coming from
had a
professional
shot.
fighters like
Texas?
Oh,
okay,
dude.
you get
Texas?
3
Oh.
rednecks.
Yeah, fight in the bar, man. Hit them when they're talking shit. Don't
for me,
go to the
for me,
parking lot.
if somebody pulls out a gun, the first thing I'm doing is I'm punching him right in the
First
jaw.
thing I'm doing is pulling you in front of me.
I'm punching them right in the jaw. Because if I can knock that dude out before he can even do anything with that gun, I look cooler. I
Right,
look like a
definitely.
badass.
Definitely.
So I fucking stuck this dude. He dropped like a sack of potatoes. And then his
Wait, this
girlfriend-
is real?
Yeah, swear to God.
Oh, it's a real story.
He comes walking up to the entrance with the gun in his hand.
Oh,
shotgun in his hand.
shit.
I stuck him. His girl gets in my face and she's like scratching me, like slapping me in the face. And the big dude, the manager, just fucking knocked her
Oh,
the fuck
God.
out.
Your girl?
Oh, yeah. Knocked her clean the fuck out.
Oh shit.
Because I wasn't going to hit her. Yeah. She fell asleep.
Damn. son.
Cops had to
That's
scrape her up
crazy.
with a spatula. But the other two dudes, once they realized they weren't going to use those guns.
Well,
we
when
were
the
just
guy
gonna
with
punch
the
them.
when the guy with the
Right.
gun gets knocked clean out, you're like,
Shit.
well, have a good night, fellas.
They were gone. But yeah, it was a good night. Cops came. We were hiding in the bathroom.
Man,
Yeah, you
I thought a guy died on my first fight ever. So we went to these fights in Oklahoma, Guyman, Oklahoma.
Yep.
You guys ever heard of that
Yeah.
place? You
I
have,
travel back and forth to Texas. I see
Right.
the exit signs.
dude. So we're fighting in like a dirt floor arena shed thing. Like a circus. It was like a circus tent. And
Isn't there a rule?
like they were like
supposed to
blessing
talk
it with
about
like
this?
eagle feathers and shit beforehand and stuff.
It's Oklahoma, man. It's Indian
I
territory.
know
They do,
it was Indian grounds.
it's cut by a
or
different
whatever.
code for
It was super cool for my first fight, and I have this story because of it, right. So we're fighting, and I knocked this guy out in the first round or whatever, and anyhow, we go to the bar afterwards. I'm 18, mind you.
But
This
you
is my
win a
first
fight, everybody's buying you a drink.
Right.
Allegedly.
Those are allegedly right. So those are the good. They sneak me. Pearl Zerger, Andy's mom is like, get him out of there. That boy doesn't need to be drinking. And I was like, Pearl, get away from me. I'm drinking tonight. I'm celebrating. Anyway, we start drinking, kicking the shit around, blah, 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 having a good time. It's like 10 fighters in a bar in the middle of fucking nowhere.
And
like,
from an outsider, you don't see 10 fighters. You just see
Right.
You see a group of guys hanging out.
But this guy had a problem. This guy sitting at the bar had a problem with the way one of my buddies had fought that night, Roger Woodcook.
Mhm.
And allegedly Roger Woodcook. This is an
Yeah.
alleged story. And Roger, I probably should not be calling names out at all. Please don't tell people.
It's
my
statute
story.
limitations. This
But anyway,
is going on 10 years ago. So
Roger goes out there to the parking lot. We're all getting hyped, We're like, oh shit, it's about to go down. Dude, like one hit drops this guy. Somebody not even from our group came up, hit him with the second one.
oh,
You guys are already halfway dead, and you're just like, nah.
that
Dude,
second
and like
hit is
blood
the worst.
started like,
Dude,
pooling
that's so
behind him.
fucking bad when you hit somebody after they've already been knocked out.
dude, yeah, exactly. And he fell like this, unconscious, and his head hit the ground. Like, dude,
Just
and
three
so
hits.
blood started pooling.
Something bad might have already happened to him before that
Right,
last
right.
punch.
Well, when people die on the street, it's usually because they get knocked out, and then the back of their head hits the ground, the concrete. That's usually how
I
people
maneuver
die.
myself. I usually like walk.
Turn your
calmly.
head this way. Hit my chin this way, so my head.
No, I won't let anybody hit me. I wait till I get like a soft spot, like maybe a patch of grass behind them, and I'm pretty good at aim. So
Oh
when I
my
hit 'em-
god! Don't, dude. You are not. You don't have some etiquette. You don't have moral
Dude,
code.
I'm telling you right now, with these two
You don't have a
fingers and I
moral
hit
code.
you in your jaw, you're done.
You shut the fuck up. But anyway, I don't know. Blood was pooling behind this guy's head. This is my first time I've been out with the guys. This is my first fight ever.
Have you ever seen like when I say a knockout like that, like you ever seen like a street knockout where it's something really bad like that?
That was
happens?
the first
That's pretty bad. If somebody
That
gets
was the
knocked
first-
out in the street.
really bad
then-
one. Well, the guy's eyes were still open too.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
his
that's
eyes are
that's
still
pretty
open.
traumatic. That's
He's
pretty
laying
traumatic.
there, blood's pooling out, and then I'll never forget. This lady walks up, looks at him, and she goes, "He's dead." I
But
swear to
instantly
God,
in the moment,
and like
Oh, fuck.
they
in
were
the
like,
moment,
yeah,
you're
like, dude, the cops come flooding in, dude. I'm underage, like, so I'm freaking out. I'm running, and yeah, shit got super crazy, man. And, like, then I was like, I love this gym.
God, I would
Like, this
these
is
guys
the
are
gym
fucking
for me.
crazy.
Like, this is the gym for me, man.
But that guy wouldn't have got knocked out if he wouldn't have been talking shit. So that's what happened.
Yeah, it was for sure 100%.
It wasn't like
that guy
it wasn't
100% started.
He
it.
didn't want to just beat up some random passerby or in a bar just to be cool or
Right,
anything.
right.
being my age and being able to go to that gym, you know the gym we're talking
Right.
about. But being able to go to that gym after being at the bars or after
After hours,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
after
always the
hours.
after hours. spot.
after hours, that was one of the most unique things you could do.
So many women.
Nah. Guys,
What?
there's a bunch of rock hard guys walking around. That's all I see.
Oh man, you were at the wrong party, bro.
I might have been next door.
So we go shut down the bar and
You
then
had
go
the
hang out
wrong
at the
party.
gym.
Yeah,
It was fucking probably one of the best couple years of my life is just being able to do that and just go over there and hang out with a pretty good group of guys until there's a lot of testosterone going around. So that
There was
group of guys
always fights and shit.
always
dude.
fights against people from the same gym.
Right.
Well, you get a group of guys all hyped up, and then you get them buzzed up. Something's happening.
I've seen guns pulled, baseball bats. swung.
Baseball bat. Dustin
Yeah, Dustin.
got hit with a baseball bat.
Ooh,
Uh,
that's hard. When
And
you
then
see
beat the guy up. And then beat the shit out of the guy.
when you see somebody get hit
Was
with an
it-
object,
was it
it
Ricky?
changes.
Yeah, he blocked like this. They got
Oh,
like he blocked
Yeah.
and he grabbed it somehow, but
Pulled it like this. When he got hit with this way, he pulled it down like that.
yeah,
yanked
yeah.
it real quick.
Right.
yeah. When you see somebody get hit with a foreign object, you're just like, shit just got real.
Like
Wait,
an Asian
Here's
guy.
Dude, if I got a good swing and hit somebody with a bat, would 100% they'd be dead, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
you got to
fucking
think
dead,
a
dude.
small child with a baseball bat and an 8-year-old with a decent swing. I mean, in the temple.
Dude, my
that's
son
it.
Beats the shit out of me with his lightsaber.
If
Dude, and it hurts.
if he got a solid shot with an aluminum bat, I mean, that might kill you. I mean,
Yeah,
the
Right,
right,
you
the
get
right
Babe Ruth and you swing a bat at my head. That's a good
You're
way
fine.
to break a bat.
You are pretty thick-headed.
Yeah.
It's very dense. He has like a very dense head.
Dude,
Yeah.
remember?
Is it even buoyant?
Well, like,
Can you float?
can I float? Yeah. I
head
need
never
I need
goes
another
below
beer.
water.
I need another tequila shot. Dave's in here making fun of me.
Fucking hate you. Dude, I remember
Somebody
making
needs to
fun,
make fun
of
of him
Zerger back in the day, just bobblehead.
That fool
Now my
does have
head's
a
growing.
dome
My
of
body's
like,
saying the same thing. Yeah, he does.
he has a huge dome, but never been knocked out. Dude, that dude's never been knocked out, which is crazy. He's been in so many damn fights, and he's always like
First time for everything, motherfucker.
half of them he was drunk. You know what I mean?
Man,
Fighting
I
in
have so many
Thailand and
crazy
shit.
stories just with that guy. Like just being able to know that guy is a privilege.
Absolutely, man, dude. We did so much fun,
Yeah.
crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I personally think, I don't know, you have to have those years. You know, where you get that out of your system and you kind of, you know what I mean? You have those years where you just enjoy. You don't really give a fuck about anybody else. You just have fun.
And believe
You
me,
do that.
I've had those. Like, think about it. You've had those too. I mean,
Right.
DUIs and all that.
Yeah,
other
and
shit.
I'm done with it now. I ain't
lo-
going back to
think
that
about it.
shit.
I lost my license for 10 years. Never could keep a job. I dropped out of school and all that stuff. Finally, you know, finished school, got me a dad car, finally got my license back after 10 years. I own my home. I worked my ass off.
And how'd you do it?
Just
By
Yeah,
deciding that
yeah,
you were
just
going to do it one day. All you did was
yeah.
you said, this is what I really want to do. This is
like,
the person.
listen, motherfucker, you're 22 years old. Shut the fuck up.
This is the person I really want to
Yeah.
be. You know what I mean? Instead of just thinking about that all the time, you fucking went and did shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Most people don't sit around like, man, I love being morbidly obese. Like, I love not working and not having a job. There might be people that say that shit, actually.
Yeah. Well, they
But-
could be. You know, they're
or like,
being a
but then
beanbag
they're also
chair.
complaining about they don't have any money, and like
Yeah.
they wish that they had some money, or they wish they had a lifestyle, or they wish they had, a loved one, or this or that, man. And like, dude, and here's the first step to all that shit:
Yeah.
stand the fuck up, get off your phone, stop fucking around on the internet, and go do the shit.
Like literally, what we're doing right now is fucking around on the internet.
Well, but a podcast is different.
But
man.
everybody's
Like, they're
learning.
so
Everybody's
different.
learning. Everybody's learning. Like,
You're learning a little bit about
Yeah.
me, about strip clubs across the nation.
in every
We've hit-
single
we've
episode,
hit-
they're getting to learn a little bit more about me and Will, because there's a lot that everybody don't know. There's a lot, and that's why we like having the guests that kind of, I don't know, me and you somewhat grew up together. You know,
Right.
We've been around each other
Yeah.
on and off for years. It's just crazy how different we've both changed since being those 17-year-old kids at the gym.
Man, I think about that. That's one of my like favorite things to do. And most people, dude, for most people, this is probably the opposite. So I love to like find people, like I'll kind of like every once in a while look up people who I went to high school with.
Yeah.
And I am like so happy when I see that they're doing good.
Oh yeah.
Like, or if they were like kind of nerdy, they've got a dime ass girlfriend now. And you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, he finally did it. He got off his ass, started working out. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I get fired up. Like, I think I'm like 100%, man. I don't know if it was like movies I watched growing up or what. I'm like an underdog lover, dude. Like, I 100% root for the underdog at all times.
That's solid. That's kind of mentality you need to have as a fighter and as a person in general.
Yeah.
If you have that kind of mentality, you're almost guaranteed to be a good person to everybody.
Thank you. Yep. Yeah, I think that you know, one of my biggest things is always like, where do you learn that stuff? Is it movies you watch, or is it stuff? You know, I know I can remember specific times my parents teaching me certain lessons. You know what I mean? You know, working hard, waking up early, just you know, I remember them telling me that it was so important about the people that I hung around with, and, you know, all sorts of stuff.
You are who you're hanging out with.
Right. And I 100% believe that.
If your friends,
I feel like it's a butterfly.
But where do you think you learn most of your moral compass and stuff like that? I mean, you know, how early?
Man, probably. In all honesty, probably immediately, just because.
No,
because you definitely, because even as a small child, okay, even as a small child, okay, tell me this: do you ever remember being 5 or 6 and remember going somewhere and seeing somebody act a certain way, or going to somebody's house and just seeing certain things that were just ethically a little bit different than what you were used to, and you just immediately knew that something was different, whether it was the first time you heard somebody use like a racial slur,
right,
or just something, even as a small kid, but you don't have to break it down for them. Like, they just see it and they just know.
In my opinion, you form that based off of a social standard that you keep. Like, when you're at your house, there's certain stuff that your parents don't do, or you know, when you go to
your
church,
parents cuss a lot,
right?
You don't,
and
think
you went to another house that everybody cussed. You wouldn't even think it was weird. You wouldn't even think it was weird. But when you're the
other kid, where you don't hear the F word thrown around and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying here.
You don't really realize how different it is till you go. But I think that you would recognize that difference pretty young.
Definitely.
I think I've seen 4-year-olds recognize weird environments.
Absolutely,
like
dude.
Like somebody, an elder's
100%.
just like, when the elder's like, I don't think this kid should be here. You look at that kid, and that kid's just like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
I just think that only reason I was like, no, because you said immediately, and I don't think that like you're born with this DNA coding of like, this is how you should act. I think that you're born, and your family, the environment around you teaches you how to act.
Not only that, every brain is different, so everybody has a little bit more ambitions. Everybody has that social ability to.
There's certain ups and downs that each person adapts in different ways.
You got to think about it. Out of me, my brother, and my sister, we're all 3 completely different.
Yeah.
In high school, nobody even knew me and my sister were brother and sister.
Right.
Even though we had the same last name.
Yeah.
And it's not like
because you guys didn't really kick it with each other.
It's not Smith. It's Moberly. Like, it's not a name that
I understand.
Common.
I understand what you're saying.
So she wasn't so much as a social butterfly. She was, more into, religion and all that stuff. And I was the kind of person that was out on the weekends.
You were the middle child.
You were outgoing.
You were the middle child.
Yeah. And I was doing things. And then you got my brother who, wasn't that kind of person that was going out and being a social butterfly either, even though he actually didn't even go to high school.
He had his friends, and those are his friends.
So I don't think he got to break out of that shell because he never experienced high school the way I did.
Right.
I think if he would have went to high school, butterfly effect would have happened. He would have been a whole different person than he is now.
Right.
He still probably would have taken his same goals to being that fighter that he is, but he would.
It's 100% a butterfly effect, and it starts super, super early, dude. Like the way you act. Like, so let's say the first interaction you have where you really start telling jokes. You know what I mean? Like or you try to make other kids laugh.
Like the first
what
time
if the kids never laugh?
Right.
If the kids never laugh, if they never laugh, are you going to continue trying to do this? No, you're going to die on that, and you're going to try another approach.
But it's one of the things, the kids people that tell jokes, they realized that it was cool to make people laugh when they were 5 years old and they were in kindergarten.
Super early.
And they did something and made everybody laugh, and they don't remember, but they just remember looking around like, everybody's fucking laughing at me right now. And that could be in a lot of different
Yeah.
things.
So they had a positive reaction.
Right.
They had a positive reaction to this, so they continued to tell jokes. I'm just saying that it starts that early. You know what I mean? Like if you're young and somebody tells you that that's shitty and it makes you feel bad, then you're not going to continue to do that. You want the things that make you feel positive. So if you're doing chores or something, a kid's doing chores to get candy, like that's positive reinforcement. I think that happens at a super early age, just social cues and stuff.
Those
like
people that are nowadays being 26, 27 years old that are working hard and making that money and saving that money is the kind of person whose parents made them do chores to earn their weekly allowance.
Yeah, they definitely learned it somewhere.
And that person also had a goal to save up for something specific that they wanted. And nowadays they're more successful than.
And see, what's funny, I was listening to Joey's podcast just last week, and he was saying that, especially now, a lot of it used to be as a kid, there was a lot of jobs for kids. Like his big thing was the paper route. They took the paper route away from kids. At 10 years old, you got your bicycle, and you got up super early. You got the papers, you put them in the bags. You had your route, you had your people. You went and delivered them, and you did that for a week. And then at the end of the week, on Sunday, when you didn't deliver the paper, you went around, you collected your money from the week, and that was a big thing because at 10 years old, you were teaching. A little boy or a little girl, how to be an adult, how to be a man, how to be a woman. And as far as you get up on your own and you go out and you do the work, you're going to get something back out of it. And it's immediate results.
Even something as simple as a lemonade stand. You can't even do that anymore.
What?
Yeah, you have to have a permit.
You have to have a fucking permit.
I'm personally setting up a lemonade stand.
It's like my fucking kids are putting up lemonade stands. Derby loves fucking.
It's going to be called Caveman and Alexa's Lemonade Stand. And I'm going to bring my daughter and we're going to sell the fuck.
You don't think it should be Alexa and Caveman?
As long as you don't have that dude that pees everywhere.
I probably should be. But
like, why does this lemonade look super sugary?
Yeah. But man, that's crazy, dude. I remember doing that when I was a kid, and it made me feel so good.
When I was 13.
When people would stop all the time, dude, because they wanted to I still stopped, dude. I was just in Virginia visiting family. And I was out there, and there was a lemonade stand, and I stopped, and man, I was like smiling.
You were happy.
I was so happy to get
Did
those
they have
kids.
a permit?
Fuck no, they didn't have a permit.
But it was the principle.
It's Virginia. Hold the fuck up.
Head on over to Virginia.
Yeah, you don't need permits.
It's the principle. You're like, these fuckers are grinding hard as a motherfucker. They want to go to the movies this weekend. They got a fucking lemonade stand. It's just kind of the print. It's just kind of the point. It's just the point.
You have to pay to make money. Like you have to pay you have to pay for a permit. And then you can sell them.
I paid for a smile.
And see, and that's what I paid for. But that's what's fucked up. They took it away from a lot of kids. You don't have the paper out. You don't everything's so complicated, and you just don't see you don't see the people putting it in their heads.
And they might have taken that. And that's
I remember
that should happen. But here's the thing: you can always still teach those things to kids without the lemonade stand. That's what I'm saying.
You just build them a lemonade stand, just drive around the block.
I remember being 13. Me and my buddy down the block, we had a lawnmower. We each had a push lawnmower. And
dude,
I went around, and then we had people.
I tied it to
you. And being older, do that anymore.
And being older now, I realize
that's
a lot
illegal. It's illegal to go house to house asking if you can mow
You're
their
stepping
lawn.
on my American dream.
But it's just crazy all the weird technicalities and legalities, and those are certain things that nobody's going to enforce. But
no one's watching.
The sober guys over here trying to drink water with a lid on. But the reason why the whole lawn thing, like you can't go door to door, is because there could be a creep. You could be a 10-year-old boy walking up to a house,
and that shit we didn't fucking worry about either.
Okay, man.
Well, I had a 45 on my hip at 10 years old.
Well, I remember walking around in junior high and high school before the BTK was caught and he fessed up. And I remember walking around one time specifically, there's probably 4 or 5 of us, and somebody's just like, no, for some reason, like, nobody's afraid of that motherfucker. And it's just like, and somebody made the joke like, our fucking parents letting a bunch of kids walk around. You got this serial killer out on the loose and nobody gives a shit. What the fuck could you do?
Statistically,
what the fuck could you do?
Statistically, do you think it's happening more, or
No, it's just,
or we're more aware of it.
we're more aware
people are
just because
getting
of
caught.
social media
And-
and all this other shit.
And I think the
That's what
social
it
media,
is.
it just
There's
puts
so
it
many
in
social
there.
media
There's so
worries
many,
on there.
And
I
they
mean,
just
that's
put
what
it in there.
that's an honest question. I don't know the answer. I don't know
No.
like
Everything is so
statistics.
much worse because of social media.
Of course.
You can't.
But it's
do
also
anything.
great.
Yeah, it comes. Look at us. I mean, this
It's
is
also
100%
great, dude.
social
I
media.
think that eventually,
So it's great and it's terrible.
If people just wouldn't get so offended so easily.
dude. But think about how quick scientists can share their results with somebody else, and
No,
someone
no,
can,
there's
someone can
benefits,
go into a log.
right?
You know what I mean? Like they can look at this and go, "Oh shit, I could use this to."
It's 100. It
cure
could be
cancer
100%
or
positive,
whatever,
but
you know?
it's the
social media is 90% good, 10% bad.
right.
In
right.
my
and
like,
the bad always shows.
yeah, and
the
it
bad
shows
always
The
shows.
shit always shines through, fellas.
Yep.
nobody's looking at the positive. Oh, they found this little girl completely alive and fine.
And
This person said the N word. You better suspend him. Blah blah
I
blah.
was just say
whatever the
everybody's
fuck
already
you
done
do,
talking about what was that
You know,
baby's name they
the
found?
little 6-year-old,
Yeah,
6-day-old girl.
6-day-old baby.
What?
But the
baby?
Yeah,
lady from
6-day-old
here
baby.
Delivered a baby.
Oh,
Something happened. She had to
She
be.
killed the mom and stole it, right?
Yeah, and they found her the other day in Dallas. But see, that was what, 2
Did they
days
find her
ago,
baby?
3 days ago. Yeah, perfectly fine.
Oh.
They have some people in custody, but that was 3 days ago.
Dude,
Now all
nobody
you're
gives a fuck.
now
bro,
all
they
you're
nobody
will
hearing
cares.
straight up sell babies into like sex slave trade early, dude.
There
That's
was
fucking
It's
crazy.
terrible. It's a real
okay, the
fucking
lady
thing.
who killed that lady faked the pregnancies that way she could steal that baby. She faked a pregnancy so that way it lined up
When
with
she
that
was
baby.
that
so
way,
could
when
steal that baby.
when she showed up with
You
a
know
baby,
she was
people
selling
weren't.
that baby or some shit.
she had to
dude.
have done something.
Well,
What
it's
in
how
the
when
world
she
was
showed up with that
happening there?
baby, people didn't think nothing
They
weird.
found her in Texas.
What's your
in
point of
Dallas.
doing that?
Yeah.
What's your reasoning behind that, dude?
You
Money.
sick fuck.
A baby might be $100,000 or some shit. I don't
Yeah.
fucking know.
But all that's done
Dave's
with.
like, shit, I'm sitting on a fucking
Dude,
fortune.
they're talking about
I got 2.
they're talking about now
racks.
suspending 4 people that are going to KU right now.
Yeah, because that Snapchat,
Yes, they were
Because of
wearing,
what?
they all had KU shit.
they all had KU shirts, and on the front of the shirt it said K on it. There's 3 of them standing next to each other. It said KKK.
And he said somewhat, Trump is president or something.
Yeah, some girl took a picture
Oh
of
my
it said
God,
KKK.
It was just a
Uh,
Snapchat.
Yeah, it was
Man,
just-
I don't
It
know.
was just a joke. It was
I
just
can't
all
pretend
up-
I can.
I
like,
guarantee
heal
none of
the
those
nation.
people were racist.
but they're getting blasted
That's the
on
thing,
social
though.
media,
That's-
and they're just
None of them
getting
were probably
ruined.
racist. It was just a joke. They
in
thought
a
it was
really,
funny.
we're in a really strange time where we're bringing a lot of like social media and all this stuff is bringing all these problems right to our face.
Yeah.
You know, even if these problems are minuscule, they bring them all. You're just getting riddled with fucking shit all the time, all these problems and stuff, and that's all you really see, man. And like, dude, we've got to be living in like one of the most peaceful, greatest times ever, man. I mean, dude, like think about
Technology's at the top.
You can
right
be
now.
a fucking Bruce Jenner was on the goddamn Vanity Fair. I'm just saying, dude. If it
There's
doesn't,
nothing
like
holding up-
we're headed towards like the most equal times of ever. We're already here. This is the best, most equal time ever. And I just don't know how much more equal it can get, man. I just don't think it works that way. I don't
We had
think
a black president. We had a woman run for president and almost win. I mean, just saying all the diversity. I'm just throwing that out just to be funny, but
dude,
it's just the point being. It's just nobody's left behind.
Yeah.
Everybody's on level playing field. Nobody's should be feeling bad for themselves. Everybody's on the same level.
Yeah, I don't know. We are white males though.
Yeah.
And there's so many people just
Hey,
like, you
dude,
white
okay,
male
but I
piece
can-
of shit.
I
You
can-
wouldn't understand because of white privilege.
Right.
Like,
I can acknowledge that there are perks. There are 100% perks being white. You don't get labeled as such and this and that, dude. But I think that again, hitting on what I was just talking about is like we're bringing those problems to light, and I don't think our generation has much of a problem with it. You know, think about
We're all looking
dude.
around.
I'm just
everybody
saying.
else.
Yo, my dad's no racist at all, but guess what? He grew up in Southern Alabama, right? And I've heard him say the N-word. Is he racist? Fuck no.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, dude,
But that's where he grew up.
I've been in Southern Alabama where, it's just a different culture, dude. Like, and if you grew up, and we're really stemming back.
Yeah.
If you grow up in an environment where that's okay, you're going to grow up and you're going to be like, what's
Back
the
to-
fuss about?
Back to
Yeah.
talking
Why is
about the
everyone
kids,
tripping out?
talking about the kids noticing the difference when once again you wouldn't realize that was a big deal until you had your friend over from school and he never heard that before.
Right.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's like that's something like that was an issue. Like I had no I heard that 3 times a day my whole fucking life. I didn't know it was a big deal.
If you want to be a white man and
not just necessarily that word, just anything.
If you want to be a white man and you want to know what it's like to walk around the city and be a black man, put a face tattoo on. Just get a
That's
face
true,
tattoo.
dude. You're gonna get the same reaction,
exactly.
dude.
People look down on you.
And I think it's more
it's sad to realize that. It's sad to be that white guy that realizes that, and you have to pretty much point it out just so people understand.
Well, I think it's a class thing. Is you look okay, and this is there are statistics that back this. Most African men and women are under the lower class. Mm-hmm. And because they've started with this shitty stick, the shitty hand, they've had all this stuff, all this terrible stuff has happened in history. So they've had this lower, they've started lower than the rest of us. You know what I mean? And they haven't built their communities up, man. And
that means you can really respect because they've had to come a longer way.
Right. No doubt.
Those people that are actually trying.
But we're headed toward, man, like, dude, I don't know, dude. I get.
You see it all thinning out over
right.
time. When you look at things over time, you see it all. You see everything starting to get thin.
Like my generation, I don't know anyone racist.
10 years
I don't
from now,
know anything.
we're all gonna
I
be different.
genuinely can say I don't know anyone that's actually racist.
It's crazy. I do, and it's nuts.
How weird is that, though?
I don't hang out with those people.
One set of my grandparents is here from the Midwest. No prejudice whatsoever. My other grandparents, I don't even think they were prejudiced, but I heard definitely racial slurs and things, and it was just kind of, I knew young, I was like, there's people that don't like other people because they're not crazy. It's just weird.
But I always presume that they were taught that, like, or something. They had some kind of encounter where a black guy fucked his girlfriend, 10 years ago or some shit, like, and he's just bitter as hell, just like super bitter. He doesn't know, he's not really mad at the black guy, but he's just held this hate and resentment because of it. You know what I mean? Like shit like that happens, dude. But like, I really think it stems from mostly culture from birth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just, you go with what you know.
Right.
You know.
And yeah, dude, when you're talking 50, 60 years ago, you're talking like much more racist people. Our generation, I think we're breaking the fucking doors on that shit.
Well, think about how fast things are changing. You got to think 60 years ago, in somebody that you know's lifetime that remembers very, very well, there were different bathrooms, different seating charts. I mean, you're talking about
exactly.
And you're talking
insane.
About you're talking about a country that's a few hundred years old, and just how we've changed people in 200 years. But you think last 60?
There's
crazy,
just super dramatic changes, dude. I mean,
if you looked at the chart, all of a sudden, in just this amount short of time, all of a sudden there's a huge spike out of nowhere.
Right.
And it just.
Right, that's us right now. That's what we're doing, man.
And it makes
we're in the
stream. You got to worry about when's that bubble.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24? 26. So, dude, I'm 27. I remember pre-internet, basically.
Right.
Like, it was around, but like not every house had it. You know what I mean?
Like
I didn't, dude. And I remember having to do the dial.
You remember AOL sending your
Just
parents the deals in the mail, and they'd have this free CDs, like 50 hours of free internet.
Right.
And they slide it in. They have 50 hours, and they were always sending those deals. I remember my parents always had internet, but
3 days to download a game.
And the worst thing was not being able to use your phone. Not being able to use the phone while having the
internet. Couldn't get phone calls at home.
If you picked up your phone.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I forgot all about that, too. But yeah, we're in this weird gap, dude. We're like, okay, think about the fact how many pictures do you take your kid, bro? How many videos?
40 every time I see him.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, they're gonna have almost by day documented, like, this is them all the way through their life.
Here was
all the way through their life.
See,
which is crazy.
I think we talked about this last time, but I don't know if I talked about it. Maybe it was you or maybe somebody else. But see, every single day that I spend with my son, at the end of the day, I send him an email with the pictures that I took that day, and I tell him everything that we did.
Tell me that
he's got his own email address, and then when he's old enough, he gets the password.
This is what we did. This is what was
You
popular.
piece
This is
of
what we did
shit.
in the
That's
spring.
such an awesome
So
idea.
he gets that, and then I finally set up one for my brother's son, so now
Right.
he's gonna have one. This is
Will you set one up for my son?
Yeah.
And send him
I'll-
messages?
pictures of me.
Yeah.
Pictures of me. Hey, this is me doing this. When he's like 10, he's gonna get this letter
Like
in the mail.
super long.
Yeah. And then he's gonna be like,
Dad, one of your
Email
friends was a
password.
weirdo. I think he might have been a pervert. I'm not sure.
he sent me an email that says cavemanjr@gmail.com. It's got a password.
Yeah. Dude, but that's crazy. That's super cool, by the way, man. Like I
It's
remember
one of
you
the-
telling me about
yeah.
that last time.
And I've been doing this for 3.5 years now. And then for my brother's son, a year.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna have this like extremely documented life, man. Like they're gonna be able to look back and watch all of these super intimate moments of
Yeah,
like you
my
as a
son's
father.
got like 800 and something unread messages. He's really got to get on that.
Right. Yeah.
But see, what's funny, I remember to this day, I can go to my grandparents' house and I can dig out probably 6 or 8 Polaroids of my dad as a kid with him and
Right.
his 2 brothers and his sister. And they're fucking cool. You know, it's cool to see them and their weird hair and you see the furniture and stuff.
Right.
But it's just like
What a different
their whole
time it
fucking
was.
childhood. And there's like a dozen solid pictures.
Yeah.
There's a dozen solid pictures of what you and Charlie did on Saturday.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it, like you said, just that it's crazy how like you can literally see like it's almost like a timeline.
There's probably 40 pictures of us putting up the Christmas tree, and there's probably one picture of a Christmas tree from my mom's age.
Yeah, you get the one Polaroid of
Yeah.
everybody on the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
You know, that one year, you know, and
Our
then
great grandparents where they have to stay still for 30 minutes just to get the picture going.
shoot, well, that family of our whole family of grandmother, it's one glorified picture of everybody, and that was. Well, they're still rocking that picture. That was like 1992 or some shit, you know.
You remember Polaroids?
You had to shake it. You had to wait. You had to
shake
go in
them
the
out,
bathroom, rub one out. Hopefully, you got the
Dude,
fucking.
Wait, so that reminds me. I remember pre-porn where you actually had to have little magazines, dude.
Yeah.
And I had to hide it. I cut a hole in my bed. This is what I did. I cut a hole in the mattress and slid little pornos in there, dude. And then I would, of course, that was my spanking material. And yeah, dude, I remember like they were so hard to find, man. And I found a buddy.
Dude, I lived next door to a recycling place, and I don't know why we were over there, but we were like
You found a
over there.
stash?
Okay, I got the story too after
Every
this one.
fucking week they had a new literally just a pile. A guy would come with the trash can, dump a pile inside the fucking of just magazines,
what?
nudie magazines.
No.
So we'd go there and we would just take our pick.
It was
We just-
always nudie mags.
Every single time. He would always go there. The guy
That's
with the big ass
super
dumpster.
cool. Why
It's
didn't
like,
I
where
know?
The fuck did this
Yo,
come from?
did you get rich? You could have sold the shit out of those.
No, dude, I fucking I had
You
such
hoarded.
a bad
You
run
hoarded.
on my
Like
couch.
all the pages were stuck together with like all the
You were a
articles
porn
were.
hoarder.
So like every time you flipped a page, it was like a solid page, because all the
Yeah.
articles and shit were already stuck
yeah,
together.
it was
so.
like a hardcover.
Yeah.
From
Damn.
magazine
Okay.
to hardcover.
It's so funny you said that. I've never told anybody this story. One time, dude, I think I was like 13 or 14.
What does dick taste like?
And right next to where my dad lived and still lives, there's this construction company, and they had the alley that separated our house from their land, and there's a big giant dumpster that they had, like commercial sized dumpster, and every once in a while had something big, we'd go back there, they'd let us throw it in it, and for some reason we're throwing something in, and like we ripped a giant black trash bag, like on accident, and just magazine just fell out, and it was a whole giant black trash bag. So like somebody like threw away like their great grandfather's entire life collection.
If there's
of
moments
fucking-
that like
and I still
prove that
remember
God exists, it's the moments like that. Dude, like,
when you're
a
13,
kid stumbling across a ton of porn, just like, I'm gonna check this trash bag.
Dude,
Porn!
you want to know what my brother's was? Okay, my brother was in middle school was obsessed, or elementary school and middle school was obsessed with Eminem.
you
know,
were
he-
too.
Not as bad,
I remember going on
This
road
dude
trips,
dyed
and that
his
was
hair
all we
blonde.
had. Yeah,
Oh, is that why he dyed his
Yeah.
hair like that?
Dude.
That's so
but he was
cool.
like what 10?
yeah. But we went. He used to also be obsessed with the
17.
army and shit. No, this was real young. We were like 12, 13 years old, and so he was digging trenches one day, like in this sand pit, and he dug like probably 10 feet down into this sand pit and was like digging these trenches where you can just literally walk through it.
Right.
To get out, he had these stairs, and he was digging through, and 10 feet down, he found a T-shirt, and it was like had like one of those things that says "Hello, my name is," like one of them things you get at like.
But it was like that. But it was like that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, it was like
super
super huge on there, and it said, "Hello, my name is Slim Shady." And he found it 10 feet down in the sand.
Dude, that's
And he was-
some
crazy.
pissed
He
off
was
white
so-
kid dug that.
He
dug
wore that every
hole.
day for like a month.
That's awesome, dude. I have like so many like weird, stories from when you're a kid where like stuff almost
like
seems
some
magical.
pieces really just like got put together.
Stuff almost seems magical, and you almost because you're a kid, you don't really fully understand what's maybe going on. Dude, I was digging in my backyard and I found a ring that was like super, super archaic, old looking.
Like a
Like
piece of jewelry kind
yeah,
of
like
thing?
yeah, exactly. Not like a
Sounds
cock
like the
ring. I
plot.
didn't find a damn cock ring. No, I found like an ancient ring.
Sounds
like
like
it
the
was
Lord of
ancient?
the Rings.
It does no, I fucking found it. So I'm like digging through it, and I'm like, and I just I was like, man, this is my lucky ring now, and I was like, yeah. And then like one day I looked on my hand and it was gone. Right?
All right, Bilbo Baggins. Listen, what are we doing here?
Oh, stop! Shut the hell up. That's not even okay. First off, they were in like the Frodo village and shit. They're in a fucking.
The Frodo
I'm
Village.
talking about Derby, Kansas, where I grew up. Okay.
How do we know that wasn't the Shire of now?
Right.
How do we
I don't
that's not
know
the Shire
your
of
technical terms. I know Frodo Village.
Frodo Village.
Shut up. So go back. Okay. I found this ring, blah, blah, blah. It's my lucky ring. I lose it. And, one day I'm playing basketball in the front. And oh, shit. What? My ring. And I found it, right? Dude, this cycle continued for like, I lost it for like a year once and found it. I just kept finding it in my yard and like random, like mowing the lawn one day. I found it.
Like,
You know what I mean?
chicken, like what was that?
Like
You
way
gonna find
later, because this was so this went on for like 3, 4, 5 years. I would like randomly find this ring. I thought, I'm hoping I still find it one day.
Dude, I have the same fucking story.
Like I might.
I swear to God, no. I have this kid. It's 4-leaf clover.
Oh
it's in a
my
little,
God, I've
it's in
heard
a little,
this fucking
it's
story.
It's like in a some kind of ceramic.
Also,
type
like look like a little dab container
Yeah.
almost.
thing. Literally, it used to be on a necklace,
Right.
but I took it out of the little metal piece because it kept falling out anyways, and it's just like a circle ceramic piece with like a 4-leaf clover in it. You can tell it's like really old and all that shit. And I've lost it so many times. I lost it for 2 years, and then probably 3 months ago, my boss opened up his drawer to his. I swear to God, he will tell you the same story. He opened up his drawer to give me some change. And I go, "Where'd you get that 4-leaf clover?" He's like, "I found it outside." And
No.
I go, "I swear to you, that's mine." And I showed him a picture, and I had it on a little necklace. He goes, "Here."
Where is it? Do you know where it is right this
Dude.
minute?
It's
You piece of shit!
Did
I
you
think
stick
it's
in
at
your
home.
butt?
Did you keister
I
it?
don't want to lose it again.
Did you keister it?
No, dude.
Keister
You've
bunny?
given me super hope, dude. Like I feel like I might find it again.
Dude, that's crazy. Like my boss having it.
Yeah.
Just of all things, just ended up just like.
But I lost
Right
this thing for
place,
2
right
years.
time.
And of all circumstances for you to like,
That's where you
why
were
would you ever
supposed to
see
be.
inside of his
Check
bed?
your trainer's dresser, just
Right.
like his top drawer
Yeah.
right next to his.
Like, is this the right trainer? Oh, no ring.
Yeah.
He's-
He's not the
Cut
right
him.
guy for you. Then you might want to just move on.
All right.
Nope,
I gotta,
no title belt here.
I gotta roll, fellas. I gotta roll.
we actually did more than what you.
We did way more, actually.
an hour more than
Yeah.
what you thought. So
Yeah, which is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I just got rolling, man. I
Hell yeah.
like talking.
we'll end it
Man,
because
we appreciate you coming down and hang out with us. This is the first time, not the first time you've been, but the first time you've been down here. So
Give me a
we
handshake.
appreciate it. What
Is
are
that
we
how we
doing?
do it? That's how I knock people out. So
Yeah, in the
watch
job.
out. Let's watch out.
All right.
Before
thank
you
you.
before you officially head out, we
Oh,
want to
okay.
get a nude picture. This Main Stage Podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out. on
Konnichiwa.
iTunes. Konnichiwa. That's hello. How are you?
Oh.
How does you got any events coming up that you can promote? Anything you can talk about? You say you got the Thackerville fight. Is that what you could or couldn't?
No, yeah, Thackerville's coming up,
Okay,
and then I'm not fighting there,
Yeah,
but I'm
Brandon
gonna
Phillips
be
will be there,
fighting
so-
sometime early next year.
Early next
and,
year.
I'm super excited for it.
Nice.
Of course.
He's going up against McGregor.
Yep, red panty night.
Well, man, we hope you have a good holiday. You got Thanksgiving coming up, so hope everything goes well.
Right.
Probably won't see you before
He's not
Christmas,
eating.
so
He's on a strict diet.
right.
Yep.
So hope all that goes
Thank
well
you.
and all that good stuff. So
All right.
thanks, guys. Yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, goodness.